The good news is beef prices are expected to go higher. The bad news is also that beef prices are expected to go higher. Jim Robb of the Livestock Information Marketing Service says drought-related herd liquidation only adds more pressure to already record-high beef prices at a time when U.S. consumers are still relatively cautious.
The question mark coming back to that consumer side is how much more are consumers going to be willing to pay? And that's really one of the uncertainties in the beef business.
And The Economist says the supply crunch looks to be ongoing for at least the next few years. U.S. beef cow herd numbers are down more than 3% this year in a continuing trend, but there were signs that more heifers were kept back to rebuild.
But that in the bigger context, we also see cow herds in many other countries still declining. We start the biological rebuilding process in 2012. It'll really be about 2015 before we see much increase in U.S. beef production. As we look ahead, though, to that time frame, much of that increase might be absorbed by our foreign markets, and that would be still very price supportive.
Robb says keeping consumers happy, especially at higher prices, takes focus.
The whole industry needs to understand that we spend about half of our dollars on beef away from home, and about half of the dollars for beef are spent in the grocery store. So we really just need to better understand that consumer and really give them what they want. At these high levels of beef prices at retail and at restaurants, they really want a very high quality product. And if we don't produce a high quality product, we're going to see negative feedback coming from consumers, much more than we saw a few years ago when beef prices were half these levels.
If cattlemen keep improving beef, that feedback can be positive and maintain the brighter outlook for cattle.
But if we look especially at the cow-calf sector in the U.S., very positive news, tight supply, good demand, especially export demand. A little more difficulty for the cattle feeders and the packers because they're going to have to chase fewer and fewer cattle. So the overall story for the cow-calf producer is actually very positive, but certainly we're going to have to do things better.